Hey everyone, Omniscience here, and welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be doing a review on the Costco 2021 animated Crimson Dragon props. Let's jump straight into it. So this prop is 100% one of my favorite props Costco's ever sold. Definitely over here competing with the werewolf. This guy's from 2020. This guy's from this guy's from 2021. This guy's from 2020. So he was initially sold last year, and he has returned this year. And I don't believe there are any differences in the model itself besides the price. But that, of course, that isn't even in the model. But yeah, he is back for this year, and I decided to pick him up since he had a price drop from 200 to 150, which I quickly took advantage of. And yeah, he is here now. So yeah, super excited to finally have this guy. Here's a look at his box. I'll get into more on that in a minute. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into the review, starting with his detail on his head. So here is a closer look at his head, and you can automatically see, yeah, the individual scales on his head are painted, and they have depth to them, which I think looks super cool. He also does have the LCD eyes, just like the werewolf. There's a look at them. They do light up and blink, which I think is pretty cool. You can see on his head he also has horns, and they also have detail on them as well. Going all the way down over his eyes onto his nose, they look really cool. His teeth are also super cool looking. Yeah, there's a look at them. They have tons of detail, which I think is awesome. There's the light on his mouth. He unfortunately does not breathe fire, but you'd need a fog machine for that, and this model is a smaller model, which Seasonal Vision produced, which doesn't have the capability to do that since the neck isn't hollow, and neither is the mouth, but that is included in the larger models that Seasonal Vision has made. He's still super cool either way. There's a look at the back of his neck. He does have scales and spikes all the way down his neck. That leads right, to his module. I think his head's the best part of him. It just looks super creepy and intimidating, and in a dark room, it definitely does look incredibly cool. So there's his head. Here you can see moving down his neck. It just has more scales, also a lot of detail here. And then onto his chest piece where the sensor. Here's the sensor. It's also shrouded in this robe, which is included. This basically covers up all the mechanism, and I think that looks great. Definitely, yeah, it does a great job of doing what it's supposed to. Yeah, you can see here's the mechanism. That's a little look inside. It's basically just a long pole with the mech attached to it, but that's pretty much it. And then his wings are also two metal pieces, one here and one here. They also have a pattern on them, if you can look closely. They have a super cool pattern on them, which I think adds a whole lot to this guy. You can see, yeah, this is all over the wings. Also on this side, I forgot to take the sticker off here, but yeah, there's that sticker. He does have holes in his wings, which I think are actually pretty cool. These were in the product image, as you can see here, and I think that adds a lot more character to this guy. Yeah, since the holes in his wings, I think, are very characteristic, and I think they're great. Oh yeah, this just fell down. That does, yeah, like I said, does a great job of concealing that. And then moving down to his feet. These are definitely, yeah, I think weirdly one of my favorite parts of this guy, because they're just really heavily detailed, and they look so good. These come in two parts. His feet and then his legs itself snap into each other. You can see they're separate pieces, and they just snap into each other, and then they lock into the frame. I think they're super cool. They're very heavy as well, which is definitely nice. And then his base, you can see here, is very similar to the werewolf's, except he has this crossbeam here, which the werewolf doesn't. He has a smaller one with a pole going diagonally down the middle, but he does not. But that's the only difference with his base to the werewolf, and I think, yeah, his detail is a 10 out of 10. I love it so much, and I think, yeah, I just think they couldn't really make this guy better. Obviously excluding the fog capability, but I think he is just as good as he is. Next up, I'm going to be reviewing this guy's movement. So I believe he has 2 points of movement. That is with his head here. His neck turns, and so does his head. And then both of his wings flap. I guess you can say 3, since both his wings are separate movements powered by the same mechanism. So I'm going to count it as 2, even though you could say 3, but he does, yeah, I would say he has 2, which isn't a whole lot of movement, but he really does not need too much movement, in my opinion. As long as his neck move, which it does, and his wings also flap, which are the main, the main factor of this guy, he looks incredibly menacing, and I think that just moves him a whole lot, and definitely brings him to life. I don't think his movement could have been better than it already is, and for that reason I really love him. I'm going to rate his movement a 10 out of 10. And the last factor that I'll be reviewing this guy on is his price. So his price last year in 2020, I believe, was £180, which is the same as this guy. But when he was sold for 2021, he initially started at £200, and I wasn't going to buy him because of that price. But he did randomly decide to drop down to 150 as like a random sale. So I definitely took advantage of that and ordered this guy, and which is even cheaper than his previous price from last year, which I think is great. So yeah, I think that's a perfect price for this guy. I really just could not believe that he had that random sale. So that was definitely a good surprise. And I managed to pick him up. And it did last for quite a few days. So I hope you guys managed to take advantage of that whilst it was still active. But is unfortunately gone now and he's sold out. But yeah, I think he'll come back next year. So since he was a great seller, but yeah. But overall, I think his price suits him very well, and I'm definitely glad I got him for the price that I did. And for those of you who wanted to see his box, here it is. So this is the front panel. You get to see, yeah, all of his different languages, which is, I believe, French and Spanish. This is English in the middle. And then here's a look at his prototype image. That's on the box. It looks super cool there. And I like this down here. This is like his LCD eyes, like sort of demo. Here you can see what they look like when he's on. He's got a disclaimer at the bottom. And then here's the side. Here's a picture of him again. Oh yeah, here's some. It says with flapping wings and realistic LCD eyes. And there's, yeah, also in different languages again. Here's the back of the box, as you can see. And then that is pretty much it. Oh yeah, on the top, if you want to see that, just has his name in different languages as well. So that is his box. I definitely like it, and it's really, like, it's quite small compared to the werewolf box. I'm actually surprised it managed to fit in there, but yeah, that's just what props do, and it's really cool. Definitely very compact as well, so you can store them pretty easily. So yeah, definitely really like his box. Without further ado, here is a demo of the Crimson Dragon. So that pretty much wraps up the review on this guy. I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helped me out a lot, and I massively appreciate it. And we're actually approaching 1,000 subscribers, which is incredibly close now. I believe like 4 or 5 off as of recording this video, which is crazy to think. And for my 1,000 subscribers special, I have something planned, which I think you guys will like. So make sure to, subscribe to help me get to that milestone. And I will release that video as soon as that comes out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.